All right,
Hello, hello,
guys.
hello.
We're going to see if it works. We're trying out Restream again, and hopefully it will go smoother than it has been going lately.
Yep.
But okay, so I'm going to be off screen for a minute, but you should be able to still hear my voice. We are going to talk about the law and the difference between prostitution, coercive rape, state sanctioned rape, and what makes these things crimes and what makes them uh so
Wow.
serious. So yeah, hold on just a minute. Let me switch over and make sure that hopefully it'll go smoothly. We'll see. Okay.
Uh-oh. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good evening and had a good day. And hopefully Ty will be back soon. We've had a busy couple of weeks, stuff going on with our families and different things. So it's been kind of hard to get on here and talk to everybody and see how everybody's doing and kind of update stuff and get caught up.
I'm about to steal that fan and I'll switch your fan.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah, I guess it's not going to work on this phone. It's not as seamless as my um iPhone was.
I was
So
telling everybody we've had a rough 2 weeks with our families, and we're had trouble getting on here and getting caught up and catching up with everybody and everything. So
yeah. Okay, come on. Here we go. All right. This is going to work. All right. So, coercive rape by legal authorities versus prostitution. Power, consent, and legal dynamics explained. Since there seems to be a mass misunderstanding with some creators about what constitutes rape, we figured we will go over it in detail and point out exactly why there are laws against these things. Okay.
yeah,
So, um, first, grounding truth about consent. Consent is freely given, informed, and revocable, meaning you can change your mind. Any situation where refusal is met with punishment, legal consequences, loss of freedom, or violence is not consent, it is coercion. Judges, lawyers, police, jailers, while their coercion is legally and ethically more severe, these actors directly control a person's freedom, criminal charges, sentencing, parole, access to due process, physical confinement, personal safety inside a jail or courtroom, and survivors cannot safely say no. They know if I refuse, I could be jailed, harmed, or lose my case. That means that coercion is structural. Threats are implicit and credible. The perpetrator's power is legally enforced, and the victim cannot simply walk away. This constitutes coercive rape, color of law rape, that is a U.S. federal term,
yep,
sexual extortion, human rights abuse, and international law compares it to torture. Because the state is the abuser, the victim's liberty is stripped, and reporting is dangerous. The rapist is the authority that you would report to.
yep,
So, context matters. Prostitution, You've got survival sex, trafficking, consensual sex work. There are many different forms of prostitution. There are many different forms of sex work. Consensual sex work, consent is present. The adult chooses to perform a labor for pay and retains the ability to refuse. Survival sex, when there's poverty, homelessness, addiction involved, consent is extremely limited. Economic coercion forces the choice. It's not fully voluntary. It's not like she just woke up one day and decided that this is how she wanted to live her life, you know?
Exactly.
So, trafficked and forced prostitution, there is no consent. Threats, violence, control of movement, that's legally rape. Even in consensual sex work, the sex worker can refuse a specific person. In state-based coercion, refusal equals punishment by the state. So there is no refusal. Even if you refuse, you're still going to get punished. Like we keep saying that. There's a lot of people that did refuse these people, and they were still victimized. Even though they never had sex with them or sexual relations with them, they were still victimized by the system. Okay, so why rape by legal authorities is uniquely violating. When your power source is government and law, the prostitution context, hang on a minute, this isn't. Okay, there are many different factors. Okay, we already read that, hold on. All right, here we go. So the different factors of it, the power source, when the power source is the government or law or these systems that are in place, you have ability to punish refusal, which is direct and immediate, threat of jail, longer sentences, violence through guards, and the people doing the perpetrators have indirect and illegal leverage to use on you. Reporting safety, it's extremely dangerous because your rapist controls the reporting system. Victim freedom is stripped away. Legal classification is human rights abuse and state facilitated rape. These are crimes. These are crimes against humanity that we are talking about here. So it's a slap in the face for some of these creators to be doing interviews and say that these victims are lying. And because what, you have a disagreement with me because you don't have boundaries and no human decency, you think that it's okay to talk shit about these people and accuse them of lying? Oh, it's just prostitution? No, it's not. So congratulations, you have now entered the same book with the fucking perpetrators and rapists to me. I will now forever view you in the same box.
I don't think it's 16.
As I do the very people who raped and abused us. Were you trying to control the narrative? Who for, Liz? I am going to say your name here. You want to say that I'm lying? No, we don't trust you. We never trusted you. And this is why. What would have happened to the evidence had we given it to you instead of the feds? That's my question. You would have continued to drag victims through the dirt, innocent people through the fucking dirt, put our families in fucking danger. And now it's just prostitution.
When it was a story that, she wholeheartedly believed in and had you all come on and talk about your victimization and everything that happened, and until there was an issue, you know she was you know,
Yeah. And the thing is I didn't mind for you using my content. The problem came whenever you started twisting my content for your own agenda and taking away from the victims' experiences, their lived experiences.
their lives.
Out of jealousy and envy because somebody got more views than you, or is somebody else paying you on the back end to just credit victims, slander us, and control the narrative? Because that's what it looks like. Looks like you're working for the dark side. And I don't know how else to address it. You're using the same tactics, want to throw the idea of relapse out there like I'm the one drooling over my keyboard. No. No. Take a look in the mirror, maybe. Like, let's talk about the psychological trauma differences. Okay. Coercive rape by officials creates institutional betrayal. It destroys belief in justice, safety, and protection. Survivors often experience extreme PTSD, self-blame for not fighting back, chronic fear of authority, difficulty seeking help or medical help, because the place you seek protection becomes the source of your harm. Healing is far more complex. Coerced sex from poverty and exploitation. The trauma is real. It's rooted in survival, often accompanied by shame, social condemnation, addiction, violence, but there remains a belief that justice could exist, unlike when the state itself is the rapist. The core takeaway is that prostitution exists on a spectrum, sometimes consensual, sometimes coerced. Rape by judges, lawyers, cops, and jailers is always abuse of state authority, absence of consent, a crime against civil rights, a weaponized legal system. One involves economic pressure, is still harmful. The other involves sovereign power, which is legally and morally torture. When the people who hold the keys to the jail, the gavels in the courtroom, and the power of prosecution demand sex, it's not a trade, it is captivity. There is no choice. That is not misconduct. That is state-sanctioned rape.
Breathe. This is the part that hurts me, is to see her and other people that trusted her opinion, trusted what she told us, and trusted that she had faith and believed and was going to help. To see them tore down,
To become the very thing that we were afraid of. To become the very thing that we were afraid of.
so it's,
That's the exact reason that it's not been, that nobody does anything whenever these things get reported, because they act like you and Matt Easter. You want to talk about how you were so disgusted with him? Take a look in the mirror, because you are disgusting right now. How dare you? How dare you? It's just, it turns my fucking stomach to think that all of these people who have been silenced for this long, they finally get the courage to stand up and say something has to change.
and ask for help. Please help us. Help us be a voice.
Yeah, you're a voice, all right, for the fucking system. Absolutely. You're a voice for our enemy. You're a voice for our rapists. Go feel sorry for them. See how sorry they feel for you when they throw you to the curb like everybody else. because you're not worth any more of our time, any more of our energy, any more of our efforts. From now on, we will be dealing with the people who understand and have a comprehension. You're so educated that you don't know what coercive and state instituted rape is. Thought you had a criminal justice degree. Thought you were a victim's advocate. No, you're a piece of shit. That's what you are. And I'm going to leave it at that. So just let me breathe through it for a minute.
It's all right.
It is. It's all right, because
All
I
right.
know that, like whenever this began, I knew that there were going to be people who would
Well, the thing that
try
I
to
think
sabotage it. There were
bothered,
going to be, we would see this, like I was expecting it. And a lot of the things that was said to me, like over the last months, like make it pretty clear that I knew it was coming and that I knew where it was going to come from. I just didn't know the extent that she was going to take it, as far as undermining the
the victim.
survivors and the ones
Yeah.
who have lost their lives because of this. Like, that's the
Because
part that
it's
gets
so much more. It's so much more.
Yeah.
And then, like we
Yeah.
said the last time, it's so much bigger than her, us.
Yeah.
It's
And she's
it's
still trying to make it all about the sex. Like, what about all these people that have come forward and said that they refuse the sex? The ones who have done the interviews and they were still punished. It's still the same fucking system. It's still abuse of power. It's still coercion, because it's retaliation for you not doing it. So, like, how? I think you might need to, maybe, I don't know, maybe those degrees came out of a Cracker Jack box. I would take a look at my course material if I were you, and I would had all these fucking PhDs and shit in criminal justice. Maybe you should consider taking it classes at a different school, because I don't think you learned anything. And I'm just going to leave that where it's at before I get angry and say something stupid. Let's go on over to the comments.
okay.
All right. Okay. Hello, there is one of our members. She was our first membership. I'm going to send her out a pair of earrings. I didn't get it in the mailbox yet, but I will. I'm slow in my concept of time. Sucks.
Well,
But
like I said, we've
I
had
got
a
the
lot of
stamps, I
stuff
got
going
the
on.
envelope, and I got the earrings. I just need to address it and stick it in the box. So you've got a surprise coming soon. And Diamond in the Sticks. Hello. I can't get it to come up there. There it is. There's a lag.
Pretty lady.
Yeah. She says she's been playing our videos all week. I've been playing yours too. I love the dancing videos that you do. Those are my favorites. It makes me want to
Yes,
get up and
mine
shake my
too.
booty.
It's
It
fun.
makes me want to get up and shake my booty. And like, yeah, it motivates me to get up and move. And
And
things
we
hurt
really
more whenever
didn't.
they come from the source or person you least expect it to.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. We didn't want to have to even address this again. We've been quiet.
I was
We
ready to
had
let
what
it go and move the hell on.
we said
But
what we said a week and a half ago, and we've been planning other things and other things that we're wanting to film and talk about, and kind of getting into other things. And every time we get up in the morning, we've got or I had this morning 20 messages saying, have you watched, and it's like, no, I don't watch anymore. And I just
yeah.
and I did. I did. And I regret
Oh,
doing it,
look. Yeah, I've not seen
honestly.
it yet. We were going to do like a blind react and let me listen to it and watch and respond. But then
I don't
Vanna
want to cut
suggested
tie
I
through it.
might need to listen to it beforehand because, my mouth runs away with me sometimes. So, okay, there we go. Now we can see the chats whenever they
Right.
come up. That's helpful, maybe. Okay. So I'm nervous about listening to it. I don't even know if I want to for real, like, because I know the gist of what she's going to say,
Well, I mean, I think
and
it
I've
was
heard it,
more, or just, it was more or less a
quoted,
whining
but
session. Uh,
right.
and I think she underplayed her part in it. Oh, well, I only said this, or I only said this, and this is what they got
Oh, about
upset
the
about. And
investigator, about I only
yeah,
said he
she
wasn't a
said
cop or something like,
he
no,
wasn't
that's not
a
what you
cop,
said.
or he wasn't.
And anybody can go
No,
back
it
and
was
look and
don't
see
trust
what you
them.
said. That's something else is whenever we started thinking about this and like things that were said previously and like, why did we not put two and two together before? Brandy started going back and looking and God at the inconsistencies, the lies, the fucking, it's bad, y'all.
Well,
It's
see,
bad.
the reason why I did that was
But I didn't
because
know.
in the beginning, hook, line, and sinker, man, she had me. Like I said, I cried the first video I watched of hers because I was like, I've been waiting for, since 2006 for this,
Yeah.
thank God. So to have watched it from that point and to go all the way to where we are now is just, you know, um, I'm confused and I'm scratching my head. So I thought maybe
Where
I
did we
just
lose it?
right. Where did I
Where did we go
go
off track here? Like how when
exactly?
was there a
So
specific point that
I
things
went
went
back.
sideways?
I went back 10 months ago to the first video I ever watched and went through it. And from that day to present day are daylight and dark. Literally. I mean, I can't explain it, Um, it was more about the corruption and the money and the jail and, the things that, I've dealt with, like I've always said, I never went through the bad stuff that they had to go through, but I was there for them and I seen them go through it. But I can't say I've been there. I haven't. But you know,
Witnessing trauma though is trauma in itself.
comment too.
You know?
And
Yeah.
so to go back and sit now and watch, knowing what I know now, I I'm I'm just so confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I really
Yeah.
am. I mean, and the first one I watched, she stated she didn't know about jail. Hadn't been.
Yeah.
I got the timestamp for it, just little things like that that back then I don't even think I was even paying attention to or listening. I was, I was getting the message, It's like when you go to church, you don't hear everything, but you get the message.
Yeah.
And to now go back and know what I know now and rewatch, I'm I'm confused. I'm sorry. That's the only way I can explain it, cause things that she was hell bent she was going to help with or improve or fix. I don't know. I don't. It shot out the window and went somewhere else. So I'm really, thinking, was I that naive? Was I just, or was she saying what I wanted to hear so much to the point that I kind of glossed over and missed those things? Or, I don't know. But, it's making me really think now things that I, I don't know. Like I said, at first I told everybody I wasn't mad. Everybody asked me how I thought about it, and I said I'm not mad. I'm just hurt and disappointed. Hurt and disappointed.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. But to go back and listen, and then watch today what happened last night. Mm-mm. I'm angry. I mean, seriously. I'm the
Yeah.
calm one. I'm supposed to be the calm one out of us, and I was the one this morning going, I'm livid. I can't, I just can't. And I told Ty, I don't want to give her that attention or that extra bump again to even act like it effaced us, because it didn't. It didn't change me. It didn't change who Ty is. Didn't change the story. It ain't changed what happened to us. It's not changed anything with us. So we were just
Yeah.
moving ahead and not caring. But when people message you that, you have seen in chats and been in her chats before, you know, um, sorry guys, that's my youngins over here being noisy, but to be in her chats and see these same people then message you and be like, did you watch? Are you okay? How do you feel about it? Or what? And to sit there and say, well, no, I didn't watch.
Yeah.
And you can ask anybody. I
I mean,
haven't
and
been
sometimes,
watching.
like for me, it's about my mental health. You
Right.
know,
And that
like that's
that was
why
my
I have
concern
to
as your
just
friend.
disconnect from it, because that's not healthy. That's toxic. It's bad for me, and it makes me relive those traumas,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. And as your
So
friend, that's why I said, Ty, I don't
I've had to
know
just
if
disconnect
you
from
want
it
to.
completely. Yeah, for the most part, my phone has been over there, like plugged up in the corner for days. Like I've barely been on it. I've got on it. I've done a couple of interviews. We did a podcast with an Australian lady. Her podcast is called The Defense Rests. Um, so
Jody,
go over
she's
there
a
and check us out on there.
wonderful,
She's amazing.
wonderful person.
And then we also did one on Voices for Voices, and he was wonderful too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some other stuff like planned coming up here soon. Like we're just trying to not lose focus on what matters and what, you know what I mean?
What everything's
So
about. And that's
yeah,
why we, after Ty had her blow and then I had my say about it, we was done. We started
yeah,
talking about other stuff, moved on, didn't mention it, haven't talked about it, but like I said, we get messages every day. Like,
yeah.
did you watch? No, I didn't, but okay. Thanks for checking on me, but I don't, I had already put it away and was done. Like I said, we've been working on some new
And
things,
let me go
different
ahead.
things.
I want to
Go ahead.
read this out loud too. About using the content and stuff, and why it's not a problem for the other media outlets and stuff to use the content, but why I have a problem with her using it is
Right.
because I mean there's very specific reasons for that. And it's because my original content and accounts that are related to sexual assault advocacy were used in a manner that were defamatory, misrepresentative of the original message, intended to harass, bully, and discredit survivors, and likely and in some instances has to cause retaliation and real world harm. It was not used for legitimate commentary, education, criticism, or transformation, but instead to target, demean, and publicly question the credibility of myself and other survivors that I advocate for. This includes false statements accusing survivors of lying and making defamatory claims that endanger our safety. The misuse of my content is not a harmless disagreement. It directly endangers the lives and safety of survivors who have already endured multiple instances of rape, coercion, and systemic retaliation, many of whom have been killed. We have been abused or neglected while in custody and threatened into silence through weaponized legal processes and now public embarrassment. meant to discredit and punish those who report sexual violence. This creator's defamation, publicly calling victims liars, distorting our statements, exposing identifying information, fuels the very retaliation we are fighting to escape. By stripping our experiences of context and mocking our truth, she is helping the same institutions and perpetrators who harmed us continue to target and intimidate us. Every unauthorized repost of our trauma invites further harassment, doxing, and real-world threats. The danger is not hypothetical. Survivors are being silenced, re-traumatized, and placed at a greater risk because my content was taken and twisted into a tool of abuse. So fair use does not apply when copyrighted content is weaponized to cause harm or mislead the public about the original creator's intent. The use of my content directly contradicts the purpose for which it was created and exposes victims to greater harassment and danger while praising our rapists. So the copyright complaint wasn't retaliatory in nature. It's a necessary action to protect survivor safety, my rights as the owner, and the integrity and original meaning of my content. So I did request that YouTube uphold the takedown. And I'm thinking about pressing it further, but I'm not sure yet. But the impact is real. Like laugh, mock, and make jokes all day long. Call us liars, try to discredit us. You can't. You can't. Everybody sees through you. So now we've lost Brandy. Hang on just a minute. Hold on. And Diamond, yes, come on down here and give me a hug. I seen your comment earlier that so yes, definitely. I'm home. Why is Brandy not in the stream? What is going on? Hold on. Y'all. My phone's doing all kinds of crazy. Is it got my face out to you all? Because I'm like an alien over here. What is happening to my camera? Guys, I don't know what's wrong. Well, this ain't working. All right. Hang on. Come on. Oh, over this phone. All right, guys. I guess that's it for today. If you can even hear me. Okay.
There we are. Okay. Are we back live? Because I've had my little cussing spell here.
Come on. Blah. There we go. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. It might catch up with itself in a second.
Okay. Can you
There
hear
we
me?
go. I can hear you.
You
Can
got me?
everybody in the
Okay.
chat hear? All right, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Mandy, I just called you Mandy. What the
It's
hell?
all right.
My brain
I ain't
got
through anything.
scrambled with that EMS pulse or something. Something just knocked out all our freaking technology all at once.
The kids were over here banging
Yes,
around, and I
Diamond,
went
I'm
to
at
hit
home.
mute. I went to hit mute, and it was like, boom, gone. I said, oh no. Because you know
Yeah,
me, I'm so tech challenged.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh
Okay,
God.
let me see. I wanted to go back through and look at some of these comments real quick because I
Right.
think we were just starting to get some people in to the chat. There's Mr. Couch. Hello, hello. Y'all are so sweet.
I know.
They help my self-esteem and my strength
Well,
so
you know
much
me,
more than I
you
can
know
even articulate.
how shy I
Hello,
used to be and
Smokeahontas.
stuff. And I feel so comfortable with everybody. So it's just like, hey, let's get on here
Yeah.
and talk, which is not me, but it is now. I think we found our tribe.
Okay, here we go. This is what Smokeahontas says here. I want us to look at this comment if I can get it
Okay.
to come up on the screen. There it goes.
It,
People keep messaging me telling me to go look at her page, and I keep telling them no, but they're also asking if I have any more information. I think she's made fake accounts to harass us. Yes.
we thought about
I
that.
agree. The same thing has been happening to me, and Brandy has been getting a lot of
New
message
people
requests
that
and insistent, yeah,
people
pressing
that
of the
like I
matter.
said, I have seen in chat before
I know.
asking me how I feel about it or something. And then if I just say I don't watch or whatever, then, they'll kind of keep asking more questions. And it's like, I told Ty, I said, I don't want to sound like I'm paranoid or I'm crazy or I'm imagining this. Maybe I don't know, or maybe it's just a coincidence, which I don't really believe in those. But, I kept thinking,
Right.
is it just me? And Ty said, we've already talked about it.
No,
So I'm always a page
I'm
behind
experiencing
everybody's.
it, and so are like some of the other creators that have been trying to separate themselves, such as Smokeahontas.
Yeah. I
So
said,
yeah,
I'm a page behind everybody. Like I said, I'm kind of last minute to everything. So, I just didn't want to throw it out there until I had made sure I wasn't the only one that's kind of like, why does it, if I'm not, if I'm not going to watch it, I'm not going to watch it.
right.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
not gonna put myself through it.
we had decided to move forward and start looking at different
And
things
also, we're
and
still trying to deal with like real life
real life things.
stuff at
Yeah.
home too.
That,
Like we still have family that
people I don't think realize that us that are still speaking up or speaking forward and speaking out, our family, they are dealing with certain retaliations and things. And we don't want to get on here and that old saying, you don't tell your enemy your moves. You don't get on
yeah,
there and announce that, well, this is this and this is that. So no, we're not going to get on here and talk about anything that will put our families in any kind of danger. I don't care who you are.
yeah,
I love everybody, but my babies, I would never. So I don't, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we did hold that kind of stuff close to us. And I'm glad we did now. I mean, I'm seeing now, I'm glad we did, because it's like it's got a whole lot worse. I know
yeah.
that sounds crazy, but not. You might can help explain it better than I'm doing, Ty,
No,
because
you're doing a good job. You're making sense.
because I just feel like, since the split from her, all these new avenues opened up that we would have never even known about. Never known about them,
Yeah.
and it's like, come on.
Yeah. That's the show
Like I said, I don't want to be an
that we were
overthinker.
addressing tonight. That's why we went ahead and went back over, the prostitution versus state sanctioned rape and like what the actual laws are,
Yeah,
the morals and ethics of it and all that. That's why we're addressing that because of her behavior on some of these shows, the
I
things
mean
that she's saying.
it's
So
hurtful. You're
yeah, I
gonna
haven't
tell.
watched it
You're gonna
myself because
tell.
it's going to be hard for me, and I don't. Sometimes it's best to just not test your patience.
I just
Like
think
my
it's
mental
funny
health
that
has been
when she
dangling by a
told
thread the last couple of weeks anyway, dealing with the retaliation and shit, dealing with finding
stuff,
out what happened to Leah's dad, and grieving that all over again. Like I feel like that has been like we just buried him again. Like I feel
and
like
people don't understand. I take care of my mother and my father and my kids still. I am, full time nurse, maid, cook, you name it. It's me,
Mhm.
and that's my life. And I people don't want to hear about that. So we keep those things over here. But then
Yes.
when your family watches videos and they hear you being called names or their friend being called a liar, or and then they're looking at you like, well, why are you even, what
Yeah.
are you doing? And it's like, it, the whole mission is to stop this, help people. There's no, you know what I mean? The almighty
Yeah.
dollar means nothing, just to
Yeah.
knowing that my grandbabies don't ever have to live through this.
Right.
They don't have to, I don't have to worry about my granddaughter having to
Right.
go through what you went through.
Yeah.
There ain't a dollar in this world worth getting that
Absolutely.
out, getting
Absolutely.
that gone. And
Yep.
I'm sorry if that's what you're going for, then have at it. Have at it all day
Right.
long, but not on my
Root of
back.
all evil, ain't it? I guess.
It is.
And it's not
So,
okay to incite a witch hunt either. Let's just get clear on that. You're
go
not
ahead.
allowed to pick and speak on my religion and my beliefs. No, I'm not doing witchcraft on you. I'm sure somebody is because, like, you deserve it. That's what karma would get you. But I'm not the one that's going to be doing it. You ain't got to worry about that from me. All you got to worry about from me is that I'm one of God's chosen and that He will give you His own reversal magic. He will strip you bare Himself. So, but that's not coming from me, you know. So, but regardless, you're not allowed to insult my religion. You're not allowed to incite a witch hunt. Like these are crimes too. I don't
To
know if
get
y'all
on
are
a big
aware, but
show.
sometimes these things can even be considered a hate crime.
Yeah. I mean, to get on a show and say, she's doing witchcraft on me. What? Okay, so
No,
she said
I
some
do
really
witchcraft.
strong
I do
words.
earth magic, but I'm not using
She
it on
said,
you. I wouldn't waste my energy or my power on something as lowly as you. Simple as that. You're not worth my time and effort because I know that my God and my ancestors have got my back regardless. So, yeah, lay the fuck off with insulting my religion.
and I'm going to say this about my friend Ty. I'm a Christian, but I'm woo woo myself, I guess, a little bit with some things. But I'm a
Yeah,
Christian. But my prayers go to the same God that she prays to. It's the same one. We believe in the same one. And I can still be her friend and like soul sister, and have a different belief, you know. I just, that's
yes,
the thing. I don't I don't see that's, not very Christianly, I guess,
Right.
It's not.
Yeah, no thanks. If that's how Christians act, I don't want to be part of that.
And see, that's the thing that Christians don't realize. Our job as Christians is to get other people to believe in Christ, to follow Christ, to be a part of being a Christian. And so to push out hatred, you're not going to draw anybody to Christ. You're going to
Right.
push them further away, which is doing more damage, I
Yep.
believe. But that's just me. So
Yeah.
been around a long time. So,
Um,
you know,
I need to.
I can't hear you. I don't know.
Diamond and the Stick said
There you
Ty
go.
and I prayed together, and yes, we have. We got out here in the yard one day and prayed. So, yeah, I'm no stranger to prayer. I know God loves me, and I know my God is a loving, kind, and gentle God, not one who sows seeds of hatred and discord.
Right.
So, yeah.
So that,
Okay,
we've talked about
I've
that.
got to leave the room for just a minute. I'm going to
Oh,
mute my mic.
huh?
Can you read comments? Maybe can you
Yeah, well, yeah, I
look at
can
some
try
of
to go
those
back
for
to
just a
see if
minute
I
and give me
can.
just a second?
All
Okay.
righty. I'll do that. I think I can. Guys, I'm blind as a bat, to be honest with you. That's why Ty does most of the reading and everything, because I am so blind. But, oh, you like my shirt. Diamond, I'm a big Winnie the Pooh. That was my nickname. I was a little fat baby, so everybody in the family called me Pooh. So I'm a Pooh girl. And let's see. Hi, everybody. Like I said, guys, I'm blind. I'm trying to catch up with all this, but I don't know. I normally don't say stuff. I normally I let Ty lead with, because like I said, that she's more bold about things, and I'm more kind of, let me think about that for a minute. But I was so, I guess, insulted and hurt for my friend, and I didn't want her watching it. I told her this morning. I said I'm going to. I said I'll watch it, and I just don't, for her mental health, I just don't think it's a good idea. Because there was a lot of things said this morning that I don't think was represented right, is I guess the way I was trying to explain it a while ago, was because I almost kind of seen how, she was talking about what started the whole thing with her and Ty. And, she kind of represented it from her end, being this innocent kind of, and Ty just pounced her, and everything. And the thing of it is, people have stopped talking, and we've not talked about it a whole lot, but people have stopped talking,
Mhm.
and it's out of fear. And now know all these other things, has been said and stuff. It's kind of like, well, no wonder they quit talking. I wouldn't, you know,
Yeah.
you might be the next one that gets called a liar, or
Right.
whatever. So,
Right.
yeah, it's going to make people clam up, and that's not
And
getting us anywhere.
you gotta wonder, like, was that her point? Is that the point? Is that what she's like? You know what I mean? You can't just say chalk this up to being, at this point. I can't reconcile it in my mind that, oh, like she just had a change of heart or something. Like, has this been the
No,
goal from the start?
that's a big difference. I mean, that's
You
what I'm
know?
saying, guys. That's why I said I wanted to go back. I went back to the first video I watched. It was 10 months ago, and it was Lawman Mickey Stein's something in Leslie County. I don't remember now, but that was the first video I ever watched of hers. And I said, I want to go back there. That's where I want to go, because I told Ty, am I crazy? what the heck?
Uh-uh.
You know, why did I not
Were you
see this?
misremembering? Did you
Right,
catch this untruth or this blatant lie
right.
that, like, didn't catch
And
it the first time, but definitely caught it the next time whenever
oh
we found
yeah,
the
I've got
timestamps and stuff on it.
timestamps
Yeah, we're putting a presentation together of all the lies and inconsistencies. No,
because
that's what we were saying. Mindful just said, "Don't lose your temper." Did you watch Gavin's show with her yesterday? And that's
yeah,
what we're talking about. I
that's
haven't
what
seen
we're
it.
talking
Brandy
about.
watched it for me so that I won't lose
And
my temper.
I got mad. Like I
Yeah,
said, I this whole time just said I'm not mad, I'm hurt, disappointed, and just trying to think, God, there had to be some good, there had to be something, and that's when, like I said, I went back
yeah,
and I advised it, go ahead, go back to the first video you ever watched that got you involved and go forward and see where we're at today. And it's like, it's so confusing and just, I would message Ty and be like, she said this, and things that I thought I heard, but I wanted to be sure I heard, and so that I think that's been hard for me, and so to do that, and then watch what happened last night on Gavin's show, that was a
yeah.
dumpster fire if I ever seen one. It went from what's going on in the case, the Lila Stein stuff, you know, to straight to tie line, this, that, and the third. And
Yeah.
he would even try to guide her back on track. Like, how about this, or this is how I feel about it, or and he was being polite, and he was explaining how it wasn't prostitution, and when you're 16
Right,
years old,
right. And I
you
was
know.
groomed to do it.
So,
So,
you know,
yeah.
he tried,
Like, yeah, when
but it
I became an adult and continued to make the decisions, but you got to think too that I was fucking brainwashed too. Like,
but to get to the here I think is what snapped me, and this is what I told Ty, and I'll just tell you all what I told Ty. Since I
well,
since I started trying to help with all this stuff, I have seen videos, I have heard stories, I have read stories, I've seen things that you don't unsee. And I
yeah.
know she's seen the same things my eyes have seen. She watched the same videos, she's heard the same stories, she talked to the same people. So to then at the end of the video to say her bank account don't mind,
Right,
community's mad at her, she don't give a shit, but her bank account don't mind.
right.
That's when it was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Holy crap. It made me mad because there is no way as a human being you can hear the stories, see the pictures, the bruises
Talk to these victims day after day after day.
every day.
Hear them cry.
I'm serious.
Lay bare their wounds and their vulnerabilities to you, and then act like that.
That
Where's your
hurt.
soul? Where the
That
fuck is your soul? You even have one.
that hurt. Because I'm telling you right now, like I said, I've seen things that I can't ever unsee. I've seen bruises and people, I'm talking beat. Now, no, she probably ain't seen those because they didn't feel like trusting
No.
her with it. They were a little bit smarter, I
Yeah.
guess, than I was. But
Yeah.
I have seen them. And I'm telling you right now, you can't see these things and not have a heart and say
Okay.
the things that was said. I don't, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I guess that just bothered me. But when people I think from the outside that are watching about this trial and everything going on in the county, it's all the glitz and glamour. And I think us smaller channels of people that are from Letcher County just expect everybody on the outside to know what we know. We just think, oh, well, you didn't know that, or you didn't hear that, or, so it's hard for them to kind of understand sometimes and follow along with the story. And
Yeah.
it's because there's so much of it getting left out. And
Yeah.
there's so many victims that's getting left out. And it's,
But what big?
and
A kitty cat wanting to climb all over me.
mine's been like that today. When we were
Goodness.
started our
You just
live
want
a
to
minute
cuddle?
ago, mine just hopped up and
You
ran
just want to
across.
cuddle? Mm. I think this guy just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know when he's
He
going to
is.
stop growing. I hope he never does. I hope he turns into a whole Maine Coon.
Big old cat.
'Cause he's the biggest baby ever. But he sure is heavy.
But guys, this is probably the most I've ever talked about anything. But for my friend, I'm hurt. And for her well-being, no, she don't have to watch it. She don't have to.
No.
Because,
And that's okay. I was
like
going to
I
go ahead
said,
and do the blind react and stuff, but I thought that's
well,
not going to
like
be
I
fair
said a
to
while ago,
myself or to my kids
nope,
or to the victims because I need to focus,
right,
and if my mind is caught up replaying
that,
this dumb shit
right,
over and over
right.
and trying to pick it apart, then I can't focus on the people that matter,
And like I said,
you know?
we've been doing new things and different things, and new doors are opening, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm it's trying to see a little glimmer of light, that it's going to be okay. It I don't know. I guess people just have different
Yeah.
priorities and
Yeah.
different ways of doing things. But, the only reason I'm in it is just for everybody. I'm an ear. I'm somebody to listen. I'm somebody to help, do what I can to help, and
You're very intelligent and you know how to use resources. You know how to get resources, find resources, and make them like applicable in real time. Like take
yeah.
action. Yeah,
So,
you're good at taking action. Like we, ooh,
well,
yeah,
that's the thing. And that's
your
why
research is
I
impeccable.
don't want, you know, I want us to continue what we're doing. I mean, big things coming. It's good. We've been looking into, different things to talk about with everybody. You know, different kinds of abuse and letting people get involved.
Education,
Yeah, education
education.
with it, and letting
Yes.
people get involved, telling their stories.
Mhm.
Do it, however you want to do it, but we'll help you, whatever. I mean, just and that's the whole thing of it. I don't.
Yeah.
But nothing's going to change if things don't start moving, you and
And
to
trying to
keep going back and
pull
harping,
everybody back
keep
into
going,
that same old fucking narrative, that same old fucking energy, that same
right. It's
old story. No, nothing's going to get any better
nothing's
for
going to
anybody.
change. Nothing's going
Like,
to change.
why can we not grow here? You
Right.
know?
Learn from this.
Jesus Christ.
Change. You know,
Right.
that's the main thing. If anything other than people getting to speak their minds for once, tell their stories, have someone
And I
listen
would
to
suggest
it.
if you want to be known as a real reporter or a real journalist, then maybe, you follow the same rules as the other real journalists and real reporters. And you don't,
Have
victim
ethics.
shame, victim blame, and twist and manipulate the story to serve your own view counter. Ain't that where the envy first started? Was, oh, Brian Enton didn't talk to me? Probably a good fucking thing. Like, for real, do you see yourself on court TV? What?
Who gets mad at Benny Politan? God love him. He's got producers. It's not him. He's not watching your shorts, I promise. But you put
Right.
hashtag Benny Politan. Okay. Benny don't
I don't know.
care.
I don't know.
I love it.
Some of their
God
faces,
love.
though, you know, whenever she says like fucking off the wall shit like that, some of their faces are just like,
Eh?
huh?
You was on the show
Like,
2
it
weeks
just goes
ago.
confused.
You were on here 2 weeks ago singing this person's praises, and you know,
Yeah.
and you say
Yeah.
what? You know, it's kind of like
Yeah.
whoa. You know, everybody's heads right now is doing a little whiplash, and it's like, whoo.
Right.
So I said, for my friend's well-being, I took one for the team, and I did it, and I'm good. I'm good. I don't
Yeah.
need
I
any.
watched the last one I watched was that one with Benny, the court TV one, the one she was
Yeah.
on with Ned. So
All I heard this
yeah.
morning, all I heard this
Oh, they're
morning
watching.
was,
Trust and believe they're watching. I talked to I try to keep in touch with the people that are on our side helping us from the beginning.
I
You know.
have to tell
So
you this one, you'll get a kick out of it. And it's I mean, lighten the mood a little bit, you know, hey, it's whatever. But I was listening to it this morning, getting ready, you know, to go with mom to her appointment. And all I heard was Jake tap on the door, and he said, "Why am I hearing that voice?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "I didn't think I had to hear that anymore."
Thought we were boycotting. What is going on?
Why am I hearing that
Thought this
voice?
was the Boston Tea
Woke him
Party.
up.
Why are you playing that, Mom?
Why?
He's calling you out on your shit, wasn't he? What are you doing?
You in there
God
sneaking
love
and
him. I love
listening?
these kids so much. He's just making sure.
Have you
Just
lost
making
your
sure.
mind, Mom? What's wrong with
Bless
you?
his heart.
So I said, you know, it
But
just,
did you tell him it's necessary? That's one last time.
I told him, I said,
One more.
well, I think what happened, he overheard some that was being said, and you know,
Yeah.
and they're, you know, y'all are family.
Okay.
We found that out too. You know, they're actually family. You know, and Ty's family. So it's like,
Yeah.
sorry, not our family. You
No.
know, so
No.
Tiffany Blue. Um, go
Okay.
ahead. I'm so blind. I'm having to
Okay.
lean
I had to
in.
plug up my phone. All right. Let's see if we can go back through some of these comments and
I was trying to
see.
read them a while ago, and I told him, I said, guys, I'm blind as a bat, so I'll just gripe a little more. So I've had my second gripe session in 2 weeks. I'm doing good about expressing myself now, so I'm getting better with it. I hope.
She said, I'm not sure how these membership things work yet, but I'm thinking that it's not working properly when we use the restream. So we're going to have to rethink our streaming platform.
Yeah.
But YouTube is supposed to be working on making their features better so that we can live stream directly from YouTube and still access like more features
Yeah. And like
than we
we've
can.
told you all
So
from day
hopefully
one,
that'll get better.
we are new. I mean, baby new. You're starting out with us
Yeah,
brand
we are new.
new.
We're learning as we go, one article, one YouTube video at a time.
I don't even own a laptop. I finally got me one, but I have been running on 2 cell phones. That's it. So
I've got
we're not some big
a Chromebook
fancy.
from the early 2000s. I don't even know
So you know, we're not some
when
big
it's
fancy
run, and it won't run nothing.
bunch that's
Yeah,
worried
we are just
about.
barely.
We love you all. We'll help you all. If you want your story out, we'll get your story out. If you want to
Yeah,
talk to us, talk to us.
grow with us.
That's it. You know,
Yeah,
and like
grow
I
with
said,
us.
you know, we're wanting to try to learn new things, learn new things about healing and growth and getting better, and you know, like I said, I'm getting better at expressing myself. It's
This is
taking a lot.
interesting.
So, you know,
She said the same thing about Mickey's daughter making friends with the other cop's daughter. I don't know what that's about.
I don't I don't know I know last night she had brought all the stuff up about Lila again, and she had pointed out how someone took a picture of her taking pictures of her kids, and that she just posted it and said surprise, surprise, but didn't mean it anything like that by it. And the county attacked her basically. But then she told Gavin, it's pinned on my page if you want to go look at it. You pinned it. Well, if you didn't mean to be sarcastic about it, you know, okay, why are you pinning?
Then why is it pinned?
You know,
Yeah.
because it's the most back and forth comment that she's had and ever.
Thank you, Tiffany Blue, for having our backs in the comments. That's why, like, I know that it's going to be okay, like, because people see, you know, she's just going to expose herself for what she's doing,
And that's why
and
we
there's
had
nothing that has no reflection on us, who we are, what we're doing,
don't
or where
change
we're
us at
going.
the end of the day. At the end of the day, like I
Right.
said
Has no
earlier,
bearing.
Ty's story is
It's
still Ty's
irrelevant.
story. It's not changed.
Yes.
It ain't going to change. My story's my story. It's the same. It's not going to change. And no matter how she acts, that ain't going to change that. So me and Ty thought
Yeah.
it didn't bother us. Let's go do our thing and keep going. And, you know, I'm sure we can help somebody somewhere with something,
Yeah.
you know, even if it is healing and moving on, you know, but even like I said, if nobody even goes to jail, if nobody even, you know what, eyes are on it,
We
voices
can
have
still
been
build a better
heard,
future and make it safer
and
for the
make
next
it
generation.
better for the next ones.
That's what our goal
Get
is. Our
them
goal
out.
isn't to look back and burn down so
No.
much as it is to rebuild something better,
Right.
you know?
I don't, yeah, you know,
Yeah. And it starts with the elections. Listen, guys,
big
this might be
time.
the most important election that Letcher County has ever seen, that Kentucky has ever seen. And we need a jailer that knows what the hell is going on, you know, that knows his shit. We need somebody who has got the education and the field experience working in corrections
Right.
and knows how a jail is supposed to be ran. Somebody who is aware of trauma informed care, mental health, and the seriousness of medical care, you know, and we need that.
Right.
So everybody needs to get out and vote. Like, campaigns are starting to amp up. Is anybody running against Mr. Fields, Brian Fields? And let's point this out. He has no relation to Ben Fields. But he was a criminal justice professor and he has a very long resume.
Yeah.
And he's running for jailer of Letcher County.
The Slum Man, Bert's brother. I don't even know his Brian.
He's running.
Brian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, y'all need to vote. Vote for the ones of us felons who cannot. Please vote.
Fix it.
Just get out and vote. Yeah.
Yeah,
And if
or
you need
try
help,
help.
like resources, help filling out your voters registration, things like that, come to me. Like we will work with you. If you want to get involved, like deeper, like, you know, maybe knock on doors and remind people to vote. Ask them, are they registered? You know,
I mean,
but
the thing of
we
it
need to
is,
do something.
that's the things like we're talking about, you know, getting more involved in the community, you know. I'm wanting so hard and I want so bad
We need
to
to
do
do
the
the
toy drive
and the food drive.
and the food drive.
Yes.
And, you know,
Yes.
she's wanting to battle with this stuff that who cares? Okay. Grow up. This ain't grade school. Move on. You got
Yeah.
your handed it to you over the picture. I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care. Do you? Whatever. But let's move on. Let's learn things together. Let's be a better community together. Let's learn to work together. I'm not on any side.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, it's like, you know,
Whoa.
so I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But I just think that would be the smart thing. And so, and that's why me and Ty so excited about all this stuff, you know, talking about
because
other
we have a vision
things.
for it. Yeah, we've got a vision for what this community can become,
Right.
what this community will be if we pull together and stick together and stay focused. And yeah,
And
so
and like I
um,
said, let's
we have
get
somebody
some
that's
other areas.
needing home repair. We've got somebody that's needing home repairs,
Okay.
and we have somebody that needs a home. So we need to start to figure out what our first steps are going to be. Like, how are we going to go about this? We've got some volunteers and stuff already, but if
See,
anybody
that's,
wants to volunteer or anything,
do
just
you want
shoot me a
to,
message or an email.
yeah, because we're like I said, this is all baby steps with everything, and Lexi's place is
Yeah.
baby steps too.
And we are learning. We don't know nothing about running a nonprofit.
I have no clue. Don't know how to do
We don't know
grants,
much. I know a little bit about running a business, not a lot, but I learn as I go.
and I'm trying to learn stuff,
So we are trying to,
and that's like right now we don't
get a
have
retail business up and going with
financial.
it, the YouTube channels.
Right. We
We're
don't
trying to
have
be
any
self-sufficient
financial
in every way we
backing
can.
at all. We don't. We don't have
Yeah.
any financial backing or anything
Yeah.
with Lexi's place. So that's why, you know, if we could build homes right now, trust me, I'd be right there.
On
We'd be
top of
on
it.
top of it.
Yeah.
But we don't
Yeah.
know, you've got people that volunteering, or people's got this, or some people's got that, but we haven't been able to pull it together yet because of
Yeah. We need to like
all the
call a
crazy
meeting
stuff
and like get everybody all in a Zoom meeting or something together
and
and
try
do
to
and
figure
start to
everything
figure this
out.
out. And next time you come in, we can go and look at this lady's land and
Yeah.
property and see exactly what it is that she's going to be needing done. She said that she's already got like her sewer hookup and everything
All
is
that
already
stuff.
done. So it's ready to go. And there's no permits or anything required, I think. I've been asking some professionals about that, and they said that like for what we're wanting to do, we shouldn't need any special permissions or anything like that. So
Start kind of figuring
next time
out.
you come in, we
Go
we
with,
just need to go and meet up with her
yeah,
and see the land, see the property, maybe make a sketch, throw some ideas out there
yeah,
and go from there.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's just take action. Like
right,
basically,
you
like
know,
we can come up with we will come up with the materials as we go.
like I said,
So
we got big plans. We do. We have big plans, and like we was
yes.
talking about the toy drive. I know Christmas is fast; it's coming fast, but then all this stuff with the food stamps hit, and right now I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more important to feed them.
To feed them.
So
Yeah.
let's if we can
Get through the
pull
winter.
if we can pull something together, a toy, a kid, or something. I don't, just that would be great. But if we can't, let's feed them at least. Make sure they've got
Yeah.
food. They've got. I've been sharing this week a lot on my TikTok. Yeah, TikTok, but anyway, but I've been sharing on my TikTok.
I haven't been in there much.
There's a
I need to go and
girl.
catch up on your
I'm trying to
videos that you've been making.
think what her name is. I don't know. I've reposted her stuff though. I think she's a coddle, but anyway, she works for the food pantry, and she's been doing like little videos telling people what they need to do to apply, and where some of these mobile food things are going to be. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been trying to, every time I see one, I try to repost it and push it along and stuff. But I think they're doing it like completely different now. So a lot of people probably don't even know, or I wouldn't have known if I hadn't have seen it. They're doing like scan cards now. I know back in the day when
Mm-hmm.
we had to go up there, you just took your card and punched it, and they gave you your box and you went on. But I guess now they do like a scan thing. And so you need to come in and fill out paperwork and stuff. So, and you don't have to have
Yeah.
your license every time. You just have to have your little, it looks like a little card that you keep on your keychain. So,
Yeah.
so for it
Tiffany said
changed.
she knows about grant writing and nonprofits.
It's
Tiffany
awesome.
does. Yeah. And she says she can look up what Kentucky offers for us. Yes, please.
Thank you.
We got a new member.
We do?
We got a new member. Yes.
I can't see on my end,
Look
so
here.
you'll have to tell me.
Hold on. It's trying to come up. Well, it's slow. Slow as slow can be.
There it is.
Show. There it is.
Yeah,
Got it.
you'll have to read it. I can't.
All right. Thank you.
Those kids has turned the air
Melody said that
conditioner
she
on.
thinks
I'm
she
sitting here
lost the
freezing.
membership. I don't know how to look it up. Well, I can look on the YouTube studio, but it doesn't. Like whenever we are live from the YouTube app, it shows like the membership, like icons and stuff.
Yeah.
My phone just went crazy again. Everything on the screen disappeared and then came back on.
Oh no.
Um,
We've had phone fun all day
but whenever
today.
we're in restream, I can't see that stuff. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's what I was saying,
Yeah,
like on
Smoke
my
Ohana
side where
said we
it's
need to try to get the
restreamed.
volunteers together. Yeah. And I really want to do this trauma pinata, y'all. When is the weather going to be good enough for that?
I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with it. It's been so crazy
It's
around
pouring
here.
rain. That's the weatherman.
With everything going on with mom and dad both. I'm exhausted. My brain is totally nuked this week.
Is
So
there
I'm
any news with her?
with
Is
mom.
she?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
told us today that it would probably be better to amputate. But she started crying and she wanted to at least try to clean it. But to do it, to do the where they have to do all that. I watched today and I thought I didn't think I was
Be
going to get through it,
in.
but yeah. And so it was rough. And he told her, he said, if you get at any point it's too much, you tell me and we'll stop instantly. And she told him she'd had about enough and she was just wore out, bless her heart. And so I don't know, but right now that's what we're doing. And so as long as that's what mom wants to do, that's what Brandy's gonna do. So I guess we'll
Yeah.
be doing that. So see how that goes. I'm just hoping, there's a small window of time with that you can play with. You don't want sepsis to set up, and you don't, you know, there's a chance of saving the leg or not. So it's kind of, it's not a big window of time. So it worries me.
Yeah.
So, so that's one of the things I've had going on for 2 weeks now. So that, it's been, you know, so like when me and Ty really come on and go, man, it's been rough. It's been this or it's been that. Trust us, it's been something. It's
Yeah.
one or
Been
point or
intense.
another this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's rough.
Definitely been intense. I haven't talked to my daughter today. I texted with her
I
from
haven't heard
yesterday, but
from
I
her
haven't got
either
to her
today.
today. I need to
She
message her when
usually,
I
like,
get
I'll
to school.
message
I'll
her
give
to
her a
find
call.
you, or
Yeah. I ain't heard from
she,
Sarah today either.
I've heard from that one today. So we're good on that one. That
Okay.
youngin's checked in, so we know what that
Oh,
one's all right.
she's asking about our watch hours. We got our watch hours and we are monetized now. We're getting ad revenue and eligible. We can do memberships and super chats and gifts and things like that too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we want to put out more material. It's just so hard with everything going on for both of us
at
to
home
be
between
together at the
caring for
same
her
time.
parents and yeah, and we've also, like we've got this farm and my husband and family and stuff here too. So
And his schedule changed,
things,
and so her whole
yeah, we are
schedule
wonky. Our sleep
are off.
schedule and everything is so screwed up right now. They've got him working night shift every day except for one.
Yeah.
And then he works day shift one day a week. for right now. So that's been difficult bouncing back and forth. I don't know how he does it. My brain don't function like that.
I don't.
Yeah, it
I just
takes me
kept thinking,
forever too to like get acclimated to a new schedule. Like I'll be like, you have to write it on the calendar so I can stare at it for at least a month before it'll sink in. I'll
I
be like,
know.
when are you going to be home? I'm so confused all the time. I don't
Sarah
know.
got so mad at
But
me today over, or was it yesterday, over the same thing. I've asked her about certain dates we got coming up, with the kids and different things. And I have asked her, I know, 20 times. It's because my head, and I did it again yesterday, and she was like, just like I said, spelling it out. And I'm like, I'm sorry if I don't write it down and just
yeah,
over and
that's what,
over.
like, you forgot again.
I did.
Forgot again. Sorry, I'm using a lot of brain cells on other things.
I
I
went
can't help
I
it.
went to write
I've
down
got 30
everybody's
tabs open.
appointment.
About 12 of them are frozen. 15 different songs, snippets of sounds, trauma. Yeah,
It's been a
I
rough
think I'm doing pretty
week.
good.
It's been
I
a
think I'm
rough
doing
week.
pretty good. Yeah, I combed my hair today, and I got half
Me
my teeth
too.
in.
I took
So
I took it
we're
down.
yeah. We went to the grocery store this morning, and I forgot to put my teeth in, and I didn't even notice till we got there. And Dustin was there, "Where's your teeth?"
I quit. I quit 6 months
I forgot.
ago.
Apparently,
Every time I'd leave to go somewhere, I'd get halfway there and go, I forgot my teeth. So I finally just, you know what? I don't care. I don't care.
and I feel like my autism was shining bright in my outfit this morning. I had on pink snow boots, brown leggings, a dress, and a Harry Potter hoodie, and my hair was crazy. No teeth. Yeah, that's okay though. I was like, I dressed myself, ain't I cute? He's like, I
They
could
turned me
tell.
loose again.
I could
Unsupervised.
tell. Looking like only thing I was missing was the grippy socks. So that's all I was missing.
Hey, I've got those.
I
So
was on it, but it's okay. I enjoyed my trip to the grocery store with my husband. It was very nice. It was very calming and soothing, and we got some groceries, and it was a relief because we weren't sure we were going to get any stamps to help.
right.
So we were able to get enough groceries and to still have over. I'm going to go down to the IG tomorrow and buy one of their donation bags with what we've got left over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and we were talking about it too. He's got a bunch of points, like a couple $100 saved up on
I know
his,
what I was going to tell you.
his
Go ahead.
loyalty point thing, and I think that he's going to donate a couple bags of food too. So
I
hopefully,
was
we can pay it forward a
flipping
little bit
through.
and help those that are struggling a little
I
more
need
than
it.
we are right
Right.
now.
Right.
Yeah,
I was flipping through TikTok, doing my TikTok the
'cause
other
I'm good at
morning,
budget meals. I
and
can make
this
us eat
video
hearty
popped up.
on pennies.
But this video popped up,
Uh-huh.
and it was this woman saying, I'm calling your church. And what she was doing was she was calling churches here in Somerset. And she was telling them that she had a 2-month-old baby that had ran out of formula, and that she wouldn't be getting paid by her job or something or whatever. And could they help her? You know, and this big, huge, like mega church out here right beside the house.
Yeah.
Nothing. Didn't take her name, didn't take her number, didn't nothing. And then this little one that so far, the only one was this older church that's over down in town. And this older guy answered the phone, and he said, he was telling her, honey, I'm a papaw. You'll have to tell me what flavor to get, and just being a sweetheart about it. And she told him, she said, she'd explained to her what he was doing or what she was doing, and she had touched he had touched her heart and everything, and stuff. And I was thinking about that, that's so hard to believe. This, you know how big this place is over here.
Yeah.
And so for them to be like, uh, call the health department, click, just
Right.
so we have nothing for you. And then some of the other big churches was like they would only help you if you had a family member that went there or you went there. And it's like, church, it just kind
Well,
of blowed my mind. So I was going to tell you about that, and I had it slipped my mind to you. Was talking about those food donations, and I told the kids, I said, if I donate to any church for the food banks and stuff, it's going to be to that little church over there that offered to
yeah,
go to Walmart and get that formula for that baby and take it to them.
right. Yeah,
That's the
definitely.
one that we're going to help, I guess, down
Yeah,
here
the ones that are going to
and
pay it
stuff.
forward. Yeah,
Right. That we know that will help.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
I thought it was a kind of a neat little, you know, kind of a test maybe to
Same,
see.
Diamond. Diamond said that's why she's got part of the why she has an issue with local churches and Christians, so-called Christians. And I said,
Me
yeah,
too, Diamond. Me too.
definitely.
That was one of the issues I had kind of with church and stuff. And I have every respect in the world for my dad and people that go every chance they can, just saying every time the door's open, and that's wonderful. But I never felt it. I never felt, comfortable or in place or like I belonged. I don't know. I guess I was just one of them people, you know. Um, that don't mean I don't love God, and I ain't, a Christian, and all that. So
Yeah.
I just don't, you know. I have church every morning when I read my Bible and say my prayers, and that's my time. That's my time with Him. So I think that's better than
Yeah,
1 hour a week. You know,
absolutely. I got some cream spinach that says it's steakhouse style.
these kids have turned
I'm
this air
starting tomorrow.
conditioner on. I'm going to get them. I'm sitting here freezing to death, and you know how it blows right on me.
I know I'm frozen to death too in this house. Dusso's been stuffing um insulation in the vents for days, and they're coming through. I don't know. So I just been sticking underneath my uh blanket, my electric blanket.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
yeah.
Tiffany Blue said I'm more spiritual.
I've got one. I just
Me
haven't.
too, Tiffany Blue. I relate more to the spiritual realm than the earthly one.
I vibrate
Put
higher.
things on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm more of a believer in Christ consciousness
Yeah,
and the Gnostic texts, like Jesus as a mystic,
yeah,
him and Mary having a family, a bloodline,
yeah.
the flame seed, the star seeds. Yeah,
And it's like the
I have
more you study and the more you
a
learn,
lot of ideas.
it I think when I started looking and reading like Enoch and the Apocrypha, that I never even heard of it. Um so when I
Yeah,
realized, wow, and you start reading that and it kind of starts making things that I know as a kid I would read the Bible and
starts
I'd
to
be
make
so
some things make
confused.
sense, don't it?
I'd be so confused. I'd be like, how did we get
Yeah,
from,
it made sense. Nothing made sense to me
yeah,
that they were trying to
and it
tell me.
kind of,
I was like, wait, what?
and it fills in a lot of gaps.
And it's not that I didn't,
Yeah,
it's about the context. You need the context
yeah.
that the Apocrypha provides. And it makes a lot of things make sense that don't in that Bible.
Jake brought up
Okay.
one to me the other day. I never heard of that. That what Jasher. Remember me telling you about that? And wow, and it
Yeah,
it goes
kinda.
on about what happened to Cain, like the lineage of Cain, and
Oh
what
yes,
happened.
that was the one I forgot to do it.
Yeah,
I need to do that. Okay,
but
remind
it's
me
Jasher.
to. That's what I
Okay,
want to read tonight. That's research.
I have really started reading it, and it's like, where was this? And I reckon it was a part. It was an original book. It was one that was it wasn't one that there's certain ones that some people say were actually, if you find an old enough Bible, they're there. And I did not know that. And so, and I've got into kind of, it's interesting. So I said,
So, where are you
"Oh,
accessing your apocrypha? Are you reading the Ethiopian Bible, or
girl,
did you
I'm
download
blind."
like?
What I've
Because
been
I've been
doing is I've
reading
been
the Nag Hammadi
doing
text
audio.
lately. Yeah, I love to do that audio.
I do the audio. I can't.
Yeah,
My brain just, for
but is
I have
it?
such a hard time seeing.
Yeah,
It's easier for me, I think, to hear it.
yeah.
Enoch Thomas. I've heard about the book of Thomas and the book of is it Philip? Isn't Philip the one that also
Mm-hmm.
talks about the relationship between Christ and Mary Magdalene, and or didn't he
I
support
think so.
Mary? I think, or I don't know. I haven't got to all of them, but the book of
Something like that. Well,
Jubilee,
all of those
I want to read that
Gnostic
one too.
texts do. All of those Gnostic texts, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene
Yeah,
and the Gospel of Judas, that's an
yeah,
important one that got left out.
yeah.
Like these texts matter, like
Mm-hmm.
culturally, contextually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diamond said she's the same way. She has to either hear it or I have to write it so big. That's why I am just like, I didn't know how bad it was. I've
Yeah.
got bifocals. I mean, I've got glasses, but inside the house when I'm just doing normal things, they, they're blinding to me. But like when it comes to reading and
Yeah.
stuff, I'm just, and I know it's from, I've got optic nerve damage in that one eye from an MS attack I had a couple of years ago, and it's not been right since. I have a hard time, with that eye kind of, I don't know. Sometimes the words just don't match up. It's a kind of a weird thing it does. So everybody tells me it helps you wear your glasses, and I'm like, no, it wouldn't. I'd just fall and get killed because it throws my balance off so bad. It's horrible. Trying to get used to bifocals is what it is. It's my first like set of bifocals, and mom told me to get the line. Dad told me don't get the line. I listened to mom and got the line, and if I look down, I'm blind. I'm like, holy crap! It's like, oh no, what am I doing? And so I'm a hot mess. That's why I get tired when it's time that we wrote something or she's wrote something, or even if I write it, I'm like, Ty, you're gonna have to read this. I can't see it. I can't see it.
No, I ain't quite ready yet.
I'd be
Another
losing my
minute.
place and hopping all over the place. Oh
Oh, and my cheese sticks busted. Oops.
no.
It's all right. Cheese sticks and cream spinach and hot fries.
I'm gonna run over here real quick and turn this air off. I'll be right back.
Okay. 1 second. So, uh, does anybody know when this rain's supposed to stop?
Oh, it's rained all day down here. It's been wild.
I need this rain to stop. It can't be cold and rainy.
Not both.
I don't do well with both.
I
I
ache
can do
all
one or the
over.
other.
My
Yeah,
back
it
has
hurts.
hurt for, well, 2 weeks now. It's really, but gosh, the past 2 days has been horrible.
Yeah.
Diamond said she had pizza tonight from Little Caesars. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I knew what she meant, girl. She said can't spell sorry. I knew I got you. I do that all the time. I'll be so far off on the word that my autocorrect don't even know where I'm at. Like I'll start it with a I when it should be a E or something, and autocorrect can't even keep up with me. So I'm
One autocorrect is dumber than a box of rocks. I don't know who wrote that shit. But in this new phone, it don't get me.
I'm telling you.
I'm trying to
Or
teach
that
it to cuss,
predictive, what is it?
and it is
Predictive.
bucking the system.
Mine's got, I think,
It does
predictive
not want to
text.
cuss for me. Yeah.
And it never works. It never says what I want it to. And then it tries to change all my cuss words to nice words.
Yeah.
And if I'm mad enough to say cuss words, let me say them. Don't change it. It's not ducking cool.
Right.
It's not ducking cool. I'm so ducking mad right now.
You ducking glass hole.
That's my phone.
Yeah.
Then I get mad and throw it because it made me so mad because it didn't express how angry I am right now.
Yeah. Like it's mocking you.
Yeah. And technology.
Mm.
That's my karma, technology.
Right?
It
The bane
hates
of my
me.
existence. Speaking of, I've got 5% battery and I can't leave the damn thing on charge. Okay, I'm going to get off here and go eat.
All right, guys. I think I'm going
Thank you
to
for
get ready for
joining
bed.
us,
Okay.
y'all.
Yes, I had fun. Y'all let me gripe again. But nah, I
Yes.
think it needed to be said. And
This is like therapy for me, for real.
it is me
Like, it
too.
really is.
I mean, me and Ty talk all day with each
It helps.
other, and so, but still, actually breathe it
Yeah.
out
To
and
interact with
somebody else that thinks that we're
others.
not crazy.
Yeah.
We're not crazy,
Right?
and so
Yeah.
it's nice. It does. It helps me.
I am excited for our next conspiracy episode.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. It's gonna be good.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
I
if you're still
tiptoed
feeling good,
into,
Brandy, if you want to,
huh?
we
What?
can dive into one here in a little bit. If you want to like it here in a little
Yeah.
bit after eat, we can dive into one if you want to.
Yeah. Well,
Since
I
we're
fell
both
into a
up
rabbit
and
hole.
you seemed a bit better than we had the last few days. So my
Yeah.
back's not got me laid up in the bed. Might be a good time to
Well,
go ahead and try to get another one in so that we can get it recorded,
yeah.
So,
We can do that.
yeah.
We'll end
Yes,
up
and
on
on
the
top of
phone.
all the bullshit that we deal with on the daily, we both have chronic diseases. We both have chronic illnesses too.
Right.
So, we're trying to work around disabilities all the time.
So it's not.
But it's okay. We got this. We
It's
got
good.
this. So we
It's
go
all
with
good.
it whenever we feel good, we try to flow.
Yeah. Get as much
And
done as we can.
yeah. Yeah.
Tiffany said
Okay,
she
guys,
lives
I'm
in
gonna
rabbit hole.
eat my spinach if I can get strong like Popeye.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit end stream. Thanks guys for